Liverpool is on the verge of entering one of the most exciting and strategic transfer windows in its recent history. With manager Arne Slot now at the helm, there's a renewed sense of energy in the air, something fans are eager to see come to fruition. And by all indications, this rebuild may kick off with a major revolution in the attack. Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota, two players who carried high expectations since their arrival, could be nearing the end of their journey at Anfield. Why? A combination of factors including inconsistent performances, recurring injuries, and, of course, a unique opportunity to cash in big during the transfer window. Darwin Núñez arrived at Liverpool as one of the most expensive signings in the club's history, surrounded by expectations and promise. He's fast, physically imposing, and has an impressive ability to hold up the ball under pressure. However, one thing became clear from the start. He simply hasn't been able to turn those qualities into consistent goals. Under Arne Slot's guidance, the Uruguayan has struggled to find the necessary balance to become the lethal number 9 the team needs. Still, Núñez is far from a bad player. He contributes well to the team's build-up, creates chances, and even helps in link-up play. But the Premier League is unforgiving, and his lack of efficiency in front of goal has become an unsustainable issue. Back in January, there were rumours of a big money offer from Saudi Arabia for Núñez, but Liverpool chose to turn it down. Now, with summer approaching, it seems almost certain that the offer will return, and the Reds are prepared to accept around £80 million for the striker. While that figure is below the initial investment, it still represents a solid profit considering the player's market potential. If Núñez struggles with finishing, Diogo Jota has a different issue: injuries. The Portuguese forward has always been known for his incredible ability to find the back of the net, but his physical fragility has been a constant obstacle. This season, for example, Jota played only 1/3 of Liverpool's total Premier League minutes. That's simply not enough for a player who was once hailed as a key signing upon arrival. Although his quality is unquestionable, Liverpool knows it needs someone more reliable to lead the front line. There's significant interest in Jota across Europe, and the Reds hope to bring in around £50 million from his sale. Adding that to the potential £80 million from Núñez's departure, Liverpool could have a sizable budget to completely reshape its attacking lineup. The math here is quite interesting. By selling Núñez and Jota for the mentioned amounts, Liverpool could raise around £130 million. With that money, sporting director Richard Hughes would have the flexibility to make smart and creative adjustments to the squad. And here's the eye-catching part. There are options in the market that could replace both of these forwards for just £30 million. That's right. With a £100 million difference, Liverpool could not only refresh its attack, but also strengthen other key areas of the team. One name that has been gaining attention behind the scenes is Liam Delap, a young striker from Ipswich Town. If you're not familiar with Delap yet, get ready to hear a lot about him in the coming months. This player has been a real standout this season, showcasing a fascinating mix of physical strength, speed, and goal-scoring instinct. On top of that, he reportedly has a release clause in his contract that would allow him to leave for £30 million if Ipswich gets relegated, something that's looking increasingly likely. Liverpool is said to be closely monitoring the situation, and Delap is seen as a future prospect with the potential to flourish under Arne Slot's guidance. Another intriguing piece in this puzzle is Jonathan David from Lille. The Canadian has been a long-time target for Liverpool, dating back to when the Reds considered signing him before ultimately choosing Diogo Jota in 2020. At the time, David was deemed too young to take on a prominent role in the team. Today, 5 years later, he has developed into one of the most consistent strikers in Europe. With 57 goals scored over the past 3 League One seasons, David is exactly the kind of player Slot needs, someone who finds the net regularly and adds tactical flexibility to the team. And here's the best part. Jonathan David will be available for free this summer. as his contract with Lille is set to expire. Yes, you read that right. £0 in transfer fees. Although there will still be wages and other costs involved, signing David would be a masterstroke for Liverpool, especially considering the current financial landscape. Beyond revamping the attack, Liverpool is also keeping an eye on other positions. Fullbacks, both right and left, and a central defender are priorities for this transfer window. However, these moves tend to be expensive. This is where the strategy of replacing Núñez and Jota with more affordable options makes perfect sense. By saving £100 million through this operation, the club gains the flexibility to invest heavily in other areas without compromising its financial health. Although Liam Delap and Jonathan David are the most talked about options, other names are also on Liverpool's radar. Hugo Ekitike from PSG is a versatile and talented forward who could fit perfectly into Arne Slot's playing style. Meanwhile, Alexander Isak from Newcastle is a pricier choice, but with an impressive track record in the Premier League. Both are viable alternatives in case negotiations for Delap or David don't progress as expected. With Arne Slot beginning his journey at Liverpool, this summer could mark the start of a new glorious era for the club. Letting go of players like Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota is not an easy decision, but it is a pragmatic one. The goal is clear: to build a more balanced, efficient team that is well adapted to the modern style of play. With names like Liam Delap and Jonathan David on the horizon, along with significant financial flexibility, Liverpool is well positioned to build a squad capable of challenging for major titles again. The coming months promise to be full of excitement, speculation, and possibly major announcements. Liverpool fans are ready to embrace change, and if everything goes according to plan, the future at Anfield looks incredibly bright. The only question that remains is whether Richard Hughes can pull off this Herculean mission and turn the dream into reality. And what if Liverpool already has its eye on yet another blockbuster signing? As plans to replace Núñez and Jota take shape, rumours suggest that the Reds are also in the race for a £50 million rated superstar. Want to know who it is and how this signing could change everything? Click the card on the side and uncover the sizzling details of this new chapter in Anfield's revolution.